I've noticed the efficiency of Paul George has really tanked this season, and I pulled every field goal attempt he had against the Suns, the Thunder, and the Pelicans between the dates of October 23rd and October the 30th, just to get an idea of what may be the culprit here. So if you look at all these attempts, there are some good shots in there, but the primary driver, I think, of the inefficiency is the fact that Paul George is just taking a lot of hard, difficult shots. Again, some of these are going in, like that three-pointer right there. That one goes in again. So he's making some attempts, but overall, he is really struggling to finish at the rim. He's taking a lot of mid-range shots. This one coming off a curl, he's going to airball. So I think the issue for the Clippers now is going to be, you're going to want to get Kawhi healthy. Now we're seeing some clips against the Thunder, against Lou Dort, who really does a good job defending him. So if you're the Clippers, again, you want Kawhi Leonard to get healthy, but you also need Paul George to be a top 15, top 20 player at least right now. You're probably hoping for more of that when you had acquired him originally, but right now it's hard to put him in that category of top 20 NBA player if his defense is not going to be at that all-NBA level that it was a few years ago. And as a scorer, he just doesn't seem to have the juice right now to be a top 10 offensive player. And that's a problem for this team, who, again, is very deep but lacks some of that top-end talent if you're not going to get a Kawhi Leonard to be a top 10 player and a Paul George to be the top 15, top 20. So something we're going to monitor. This could be some early season issues that he's going to iron out. But again, last year he struggled offensively a little bit. I know it was only 30 or so games, but he wasn't as efficient as he was in years past, and that lack of efficiency is carrying over into this season. Another mid-range shot that goes awry. So if you count last year and you add in the few games that he's played this year, we're heading into that 40-game territory where that's basically half a season of Paul George not being an efficient offensive player. Here's a nice drive and a finish. But I think for the Clippers, getting him right is going to be the key to the rest of this season, along with getting Kawhi up to the point where he can play most of these games. But Paul George is a guy that they're relying on. And if you're the Clippers, you're going to have to figure out a way to get him more catch and shoot, wide open jump shots. You're going to have to figure out ways to get him maybe in movement, so you take away some of these ISO attempts that really isn't taking advantage of his skills at this point. Because once you get to the playoffs, you need Paul George to be one of the best players in the NBA, because that is going to give this Clipper team, assuming Kawhi is healthy, a fighting chance to get out of the West and compete for a title. But right now, Paul George isn't at that level. And I'm skeptical at 32 years old in season 13 that Paul George is going to be able to get back there. I don't think they need to get Paul George from the Indiana days or even the Oklahoma City days, but if they can get Paul George, the player that he was a couple of seasons ago with LA, I think this team can compete with anyone. And I think that's where they're going to have to try to get him back. And if he can start making some of these catch and shoot shots like that with more regularity, he could be fine, but we'll see. And it's something we're going to keep track of.